Hello and welcome to this edition of If We Talk. I'm Sean Moynihan.
I'm Alan Miller.
And we are
Brother Dynamite.
We're going to talk to you about some of the songs on our brand new album, If We Dare. Goodbye, California.
Track 12, final track on the album.
The last song.
Yeah.
That sends you out on a high note.
That it does.
You know?
Tell us about sort of where this came from.
This song started, believe it or not, back in 1998.
Yeah, it's a pretty old idea.
I was trying to think of how long ago it was, and it was throughout our 35 years together, like, you know, we both have, you know, but before you were able to put all your song ideas down on your iPhone, like before that, everything was like on a little cassette recorder.
Yep.
That I still have.
I have mine.
And this is true. I have a shoebox under my bed, like filled with cassettes, most of which are cataloged of like what the ideas are, like and my cassette recorder. So in the event of a fire, like that's what I'm grabbing, you know, and it's actually in a plastic bag. Like if you know, talk about risk management, you know, like it's ready to go. That's ready to go, man. God forbid. But anyway, so that song idea was one that I always loved, and we hadn't ever had a chance or the right time, you know, to go back and revisit. But you know, when we were talking about like, all right, what else are we gonna do like for this album? Because we thought, okay, well, what do we have that exists that we also, because you know, we had like certain songs that we knew we wanted to do, and then it's like when you put an album together, it's like you have songs that you know you want to do, and there's always this list of like other like 16 to 20 you know, contenders,
right.
And this was a strong enough chorus, because really all I had was the chorus,
right?
And I had a strong enough chorus where I went, wow, wouldn't it be cool if we went back and took, you know, Goodbye California and finished that? I mean, that would be amazing. I was so excited and so happy that you were into like finishing that song, because I always knew that would make a great song if we were ever able to, you know, flesh the rest of it out. And we did, and it came pretty quickly, as I recall.
Yeah, it did, and I'm glad you had remembered it all these years. 'Cause like I said, I didn't, and it was a really pleasant surprise when you brought it out and just was like, hey, remember this?
Yeah.
But yeah, it did come together kind of quickly. It really needed. I mean, we had the chorus, we had some of the music for the verse, but it was kind of like the verse kind of just trailed off.
Yeah,
like,
it was like,
we'll finish that some other time.
It's in D, and
yeah.
It was we'll figure it out. We do that all the time. We're like, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. So it did come together kind of quickly. I feel like we wrote the rest of it at your place.
We did.
Kind of hashing out the lyrics. I think I brought in a lot of the lyrics for the first verse.
You did.
And
then we wrote this. Yeah, then we wrote. Yeah, I know. Alan does this all the time. Where we're like, he knows all he has to do is write the first verse, and then he shows up with it and just goes, "Okay, here you go."
Yeah,
you're like, Sean will finish it.
Like, it is true. I am guilty of that.
Yeah, which is fine because then I'm like, oh, okay, good. I'm needed. Put me in, coach. But we wrote the second verse.
Yep.
Together, and I remember putting the chorus together for the bridge, like sitting on my couch, like put right in the remember?
Yeah,
like right
I do. And that kind of took the song to a different place too. And it was another one of those wordless bridges like we did on Beautiful Lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we used to force lyrics into bridges, you know, years ago when we were still, you know, learning how to write songs and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, you know what, it's okay if it doesn't have lyrics. It's the part works musically, and it's got some pretty harmonies in there, some oohs and ahs. That just took the song into a different place that I was really happy with.
Yeah, if you like harmony vocals and you know, great guitars, you're in the right place. You know, and it shows in California.
It's definitely on that song. Those elements are definitely on that song.
Yeah.
Which always felt to me like, I mean, I know it's called Goodbye California, but it always felt to me like sort of an homage to the, those 70s folk artists that came out of California.
Oh,
like
cool.
The
Yeah,
Byrds or Crosby, Stills and Nash, those kind of bands. It felt like that to me with all the acoustics. And it reminded me of those kind of artists, which is totally fine by me. Let's keep bringing in different sounds, different styles, different influences.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, and I'm sure that there are plenty of people who will go, why are two guys from Staten Island writing about California?
Oh yeah,
and California is really it's a metaphor for letting go of something in your life that's that has had its time.
Right. And the other interesting thing is this is the second song on which you play the drums.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Second song on which you and I play everything.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is really, really special.
Yeah.
And it's cool that, and we didn't plan it that way, but it is actually really nice to think that like the album ends with a song that it's just you and me playing on. So here you go. Goodbye, California.
Goodbye, California. There's always something new to love about you. About you. Goodbye, California. I'll miss you, but I've got to live without you. Without you.
Thanks for listening to this edition of If We Talk. We're Brother Dynamite. If We Dare is out now on Bandcamp and iTunes and Spotify and just about every streaming platform there is.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Brother Dynamite Music and on Facebook and YouTube at Brother Dynamite and at brotherdynamite.com.
We will see you soon.
So